Alright guys, I just want to quickly talk about the intention of this course and who it is intended for. The course is meant to be a general guide from the first ideas you have until you hit bounce in your DAW. It's an effort to connect all the dots and loose ends between writing, arranging, recording and producing cinematic music, helping you streamline the process as a starting composer and overcome common major obstacles on the way. It's a bird's eye view of the process and workflow of being an independent music composer using modern tools, giving you a broad introduction to the main aspects of the workflow, from composing a theme, arranging it with sample libraries, structuring it into a track, and producing it into a final product. It's of course teaching you very effective fundamentals across writing, arranging, and producing, to give you the ability to get creating, gain experience as you churn out track after track, and create a solid foundation that allows you to later dive deeper into each aspect of the world of music production. I also want to shed some light on common beginner mistakes, problems that I personally faced, and chop some time off your learning curve by avoiding these issues. It's a structured product that leaves out the guesswork and avoids you having to try combine resources across different platforms on your own and having to fill in the gaps just to be able to get started. It's a solid fundamental base of knowledge for any aspiring composer to build on. And by that I mean, no matter what kind of field you want to dive deeper into later, be it film scoring, orchestration, mixing, music for Hollywood trailers, or licensing, this should act as a solid, fundamental set of skills to expand on, no matter where you want to end up. So imagine you want to learn how to surf, and you decide to get a surfing instructor. Now, he cannot actually teach you how to surf, but what he can do is chop some time off the learning curve by giving you some basic tools and skills and making you avoid the most common mistakes that would just leave you in the water, getting smashed by waves, getting frustrated and wanting to give up. He can teach you about the board and which board you should get, what would be right for you and your skill set. He'll help you learn how to read the ocean and the waves and getting up on the board when a wave is approaching and getting the timing right. He might help you, give you some techniques for riding the wave all the way in, and some safety rules to make sure you don't get hurt. But that's not actually teaching you how to surf. That job starts when you have these things covered, by actually getting up on a wave and surfing time after time after time. After 1,000 attempts at this, you might know how to surf. But having someone teach you these basics will definitely make the beginning a lot easier. But in the end, it's up to you to take those basic skills and put it into practice. You're essentially learning to learn. And that's pretty much my intention with this course as well. I want to give you all these basic tools so that you can go out on your own and create track after track after track and master this workflow, because that's the only way you're going to get better. If you want to become better at writing melodies, you need to write more melodies. If you want to become better at orchestration, you need to orchestrate more. And so it goes on. So imagine we're in a video game, like The Legend of Zelda. If you look at your composing journey from a distance, this course is a comprehensive intro level, where you're taught all the fundamentals, like the controls, how to jump, climb. You're given the weapons and taught how to fend off enemies and slay your first monsters, and getting confident at all the skills that you need for the great adventure ahead, so that you can go on and figure out the rest of the game on your own. But instead of mastering weapons and monsters, we're covering skills like coming up with compelling themes, counter melodies and ostinatos, creating effective arrangements, grasping the most important principles of orchestration, and learning some tricks to get great sounding productions. At the end, you should have created your first tracks, or maybe refined your existing track creation process. From there, my friends, the game is yours. And it's your quest to put everything into practice and keep doing it over and over, create more tracks, fending off each obstacle you face, adding new skills, and improving along the way. Because the only true path to progress is practice and action. And this course will give you the tools and the fundamental skills and knowledge to start you on your quest. But the rest is going to be up to you. And the good news is that you have a thriving community of like-minded students learning with you along the way. And the knowledge in this course, or from any educational source, is just fuel. Imagine if you hit up that surf instructor for a weekend and you learn all those basics, but you never go surfing again. You won't learn how to surf. Or if you go to a gym and hit up a personal trainer, have him lecture you for an hour or so, and then you just go home and don't ever go to the gym. You have the knowledge, but if you don't act on it, it's just potential fuel that's not being used. But execution on this knowledge, that's what gives results. And remember, I don't have any authority to claim anything as any absolute truth, and I believe very few people have. This course and its information is just one point of view, one perspective that can supplement many other perspectives you might have accumulated through other educational sources. And you'll find some techniques that you might or might not have heard of before, but that does not mean that what you're doing now is wrong or worse. This is just another technique. In all cases, find what works for you and stick to that. What I'm teaching in this course is simply things that have helped me and people I know for years, that I've picked up through both experience and education, and tips from people way more talented and experienced than me. But it is merely another point of view to learn from. With all that being said, let's move on.